Some people think leaders are born, some people think leaders are made. But my take is that even the people that you thought were born as leaders, if they are not made, they will fail. And therefore, I think that there's a seed of leadership in every child that is born. However, the circumstances of life sometimes takes away from children and sometimes add to children. But one of the most important things that we must do for children, as parents particularly, is to understand that, particularly for fathers, that the identity of your child is in your own hands. And what do I mean by identity? Validation. You see, when you have a child, either male or female, that the father, and I'm not talking about the mother this time around, that the father truly validates, that the father, even in spite of sometimes challenges, wrongdoings, sometimes challenges, errors, sometimes challenges, outright bad behavior, but the father still makes the child know that unconditionally I love you and unconditionally I will continue to support you. My understanding is that such children tend to be a lot more self-confident and take their affirmations from within. And they are more likely to emerge as leaders. And the reason why I can give, in my opinion, why such children are more likely to emerge as leaders is that their validation comes from within. They will no longer be susceptible to unnecessary peer pressure. You see, because peer pressure, a lot of time, is what leads to some of the challenges that we see with children, teenagers, and even young adults. But when you have a child that the father has validated, the child is so self-confident that she has a mind of her own. Such children consciously, actually, it becomes unconscious because that's the highest level of competence, unconscious competence. So unconsciously, they become leaders and they don't even know that people are following them, but they just realize that their peers just realize that these guys tend to have deeper insights into things than us. And that same thing that I was talking about leads to some other issues. By the time a father is valid, and I keep talking about the role of the father here, the mothers have roles as well, but the father particularly, by the time the father is validating the child, it suggests that the father is fellowshipping with the child from time to time. The father is sitting down with the child, and the father is involved in the development of the child. What I've seen, and it's not anybody's fault sometimes, but we just have to be conscious of what is important, is that a lot of fathers are, we're all under pressure. So fathers are, they believe that, once I pay the school fees, once I pay the rent, once I can make them travel on summer holidays for those that can afford, once I can buy the cars, once I can buy the books. No, the children want fellowship with their father. When they have fellowship with their father, two things happen. They know their history. They know the values of the family. And when they know their history and they know the values of the family, they can project their own destiny. And when you have people who have such capability to project their own destiny, believe it or not, they become leaders.